I call upon the public orator, Professor Charles Chenming, to read the citations on the honorary graduate.
Mr. President, distinguished members of the university, Professor Hu Chenming is a practical visionary who has done more to advance the development and use of semiconductors than any individual over the past 50 years. Described as the father of 3D transistors with his invention of the thin-field effect transistor, known as FinFET, in 1999, Professor Hu's accomplishments have been recognized and heralded by academics, inventors, investors, engineers, IT specialists, industry leaders, and politicians around the world. Throughout his career, Professor Hu has been a successful inventor, researcher, entrepreneur, executive, and award-winning teacher. When former President Barack Obama presented the National Medal of Technology and Innovation to Professor Hu in 2016, he was recognized for his, quote, innovations in microelectronics, including reliability technology, the first industry standard model for circuit design, the first three-dimensional transistor, which radically advanced semiconductor technology. In short, Professor Hu is a pioneer who loves challenges as much as he revels in the process of discovery. Hu grew up in Taiwan and was, by all accounts, an extremely curious child. When, at the age of 6, his father told him that a little man lived inside the alarm clock and was responsible for its ringing, Hu grew skeptical. To find out for himself, he disassembled the alarm clock only to find gears, springs, and other moving mechanical parts. I'm sure that was a disappointment for him. Now, I don't know if he reassembled the alarm clock, but something tells me that he probably did. Hu remained a curious child who excelled at school, entering National Taiwan University to study electrical engineering because he saw this subject as a challenge. It was the most competitive program to enter. As an undergraduate, he thrived, and in 1968, he took a class from a visiting professor, Frank Fang, a semiconductor physicist that helped steer Hu towards studying semiconductors. As a graduate student, beginning work at the University of California at Berkeley in 1969, Hu joined a team of researchers exploring metal oxide semiconductor transistors. During his first academic appointment at MIT, Hu devoted much of his early research into optical circuits. But following the 1973 oil shock, he gravitated towards developing low-cost solar cells. When he returned to Berkeley as a professor in 1976, he began research into hybrid cars, long before the Toyota Prius, that led to him re-engaging with semiconductors. At Berkeley, with its close proximity to Silicon Valley, Professor Hu's work took off, particularly after a rewarding sabbatical at National Semiconductor in 1982. Soon after, his research team first developed what would become known as the Berkeley Reliability Tool and the Berkeley Short Channel IGFET model, which remain standard reliability measures for transistors to this day. Professor Hu's most important, his landmark discovery, occurred in 1999. Supported by a prestigious Defense Advanced Research Project Agency grant, Hu and his team of researchers developed a three-dimensional transistor. What does this mean to the real world? A lot. Hu's transistor was so small and yet so powerful that a single computer chip could contain 400 times more semiconductor transistors than ever before. The FinFET was heralded as a revolutionary advancement in technology when it was announced in November of 1999, and it remains so to this day. The secret to success of the electronics industry, Hu wrote, has been built around making transistors ever smaller for the last 3 decades. But, he added, the laws of physics eventually will limit what can be done unless a new transistor design is adopted. Hu was responsible for just such a revolutionary 3D design. Not surprisingly, the awards, the recognition of his achievements have been continuous since 1999. Along with his National Medal of Technology and Innovation, a few of the many awards he has received include the Semiconductor Industry Association University Research Award in 2011, the Asian American Engineer of the Year Award for Lifetime Achievement in 2011, the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers Nishizawa Medal in 2009, the Institute of Electrical and Electrical Engineers Solid State Circuit Award in 2003, and the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers Andy Grove Award in 1997. And most importantly, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency Most Outstanding Technical Accomplishment Award in 2000. Professor Hu has been inducted into the U.S. National Academy of Engineers, Academia Sinica, the Chinese Academy of Sciences, and the World Academy of Sciences. Finally, in 2020, the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers awarded Professor Hu with the Medal of Honor, the highest award they give to an individual for a contribution that forms a clearly exceptional addition to the science and technology of concern to the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers. In granting this award, the IEEE highlighted Professor Hu's distinguished career of developing and putting into practice semiconductor models, particularly 3D device structures. Indeed, over this distinguished career of achievements, Professor Hu has published over 900 articles, 5 books, secured 100 patents, and likewise been recognized as an outstanding award-winning teacher and postgraduate supervisor. When asked what one piece of advice he would like me to relay to our students, Professor Hu Chenming replied, confidence. Build your confidence. Innovation, he stated, springs from creativity and a big dose of confidence. Through Professor Hu Chenming's creativity and confidence, the world of electronics and the field of electrical engineering have become far more efficient, exciting, and indeed revolutionary. Today, we recognize Professor Hu Chenming with the University of Hong Kong's highest honor. Mr. President, it is my great honor and privilege to present to you Professor Hu Chenming for the award of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
Mr. President, I present Hu Chenming for admission to the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit Hu Chenming to the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
I would like to thank President Zhang and the University of Hong Kong for conferring on me this honorary Doctor in Science degree. Born in Beijing and raised in Taiwan, I'm also Hong Kongese and the husband of a Hong Kong U alumna. I've long admired the resilience and resourcefulness of Hong Kongers, who have always successfully evolved and thrived while overcoming problems. The world needs problem solvers. 40 years ago, most countries were concerned about overpopulation and the scarcity of goods and resources. Now, those concerns are largely gone and are replaced by challenges of global warming and pollution. What does not change is that the world always needs new leaders with new skills and ideas to solve problems. 100 years ago, Dr. Sun Yat-sen, the father of modern China, called the University of Hong Kong his intellectual birthplace. This university has a long tradition of educating leaders in all walks of life: commerce, government, medicine, engineering, science, arts, laws. The constant interaction of diverse expertise at the personal level on this campus is a potent formula for producing great leaders, ideas, innovations, and enterprises that can help to solve the world's problems at hand and to solve other new problems that humans will face in the future. With that in mind, I look forward to seeing continuing success by the University of Hong Kong in education and discovery to benefit the university and the people of Hong Kong and the Greater Bay Area, and to help create a more peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable world.
I declare this congregation closed.